Yeah.
Uh, oh, give me a countdown.
Yeah. Come on.
I'm pumped about wearing a jersey today. Like,
Yeah, me too. I'm pumped you're wearing that Hughes jersey.
look at that,
It's
eh?
nice. Yeah.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Telling It Like It Is. My name is Jade Alberts, a founder of Peer Guidance. We're a purpose before profit fractional company that love giving back, love sharing our knowledge. I want to talk about a few things before we get in it today. What's scrolling on the bottom is our last entrepreneur mental wellness course that is a lot going to be virtual on the 21st. The link will be up there. Again, asking for help is not a sign of weakness. Come on out, ask, get there. You'll meet other people that are going through some of the same challenges. Speaking of helping out, ourselves and Osler have partnered with to give back again. So we're going to have open office hours at Osler downtown on the 19th and 26th. You can sign up for an appointment, or you can just pop in and ask for help, and we will be there. A link will be up shortly. But now I get to finally wear a jersey that's on the background that you all see every week. I'll wear my chapeau. Baseball. It's a sports discussion. I love sports. I don't like referees, but I'm going to be talking to one today. Jonah, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Jade. Thanks for having me on. Always look forward to talking with you.
Well, it's just as a longtime hockey coach that got up to coach into the 5 WHL exhibition games and all the fun things that go on. I've had my battles with people like you.
I've had my battles with people like you.
But I'm on the bench. I'm always right. I don't know what you guys are seeing out there.
Yeah, well, I think we're both always right is the problem.
Oh my God, isn't that the truth, right?
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh, this is going to be a fun day. I mean, I love sports, and I obviously this is something that what you've done and created, I think, is just absolutely iconic. I mean, we're a hockey country. We love hockey. We eat, we breathe it. We do everything. I mean, of course, I'll say it. We all love referees. They never change anything. They never change the outcome of a game. And I'm sure you and I can have stories all day talking about this. But you know what? I love the fact that great ideas come from people that are in a business, see a problem, and then boom, I got a solution for it. So why don't you kind of share your founding story with us?
Sure, yeah. So, I've been a hockey referee for 15 years. I've worked for many different leagues throughout Western Canada, and every season, us refs have been having to deal with the same pain point every season, which is the scheduling service or the system that leagues use to assign referees to games. Uh, what's available right now, there's a lot, and they're all the same. They're all old, crappy, outdated websites, no mobile support, 100 emails a day. So after I graduated computing science, my first personal project was pretty obvious to me. I was going to build a mobile app to help out referees. And then from there, it slowly evolved from just a piece of software to an actual service that can bring value to officials' lives and league organizations' lives. So now today we've got a scheduling service that is used by a few leagues throughout Canada.
So let's talk about let's talk about like we'll get into the tech a little bit here, but I mean, when I said that somebody, comes up with an idea and figures out it, you got that. Like, how did you say, okay, well, this is going to be, it's going to be easy to take an app. I mean, I should be able to get a couple leagues on right away. So let's talk about that kind of process from when you said, okay, I got this idea, I got the app, and how long did it take you to get out there, and how many doors did you bang on to kind of get a lead and get your first league, which is literally probably the best league in Canada when it comes to junior, not major junior, but junior A hockey in BC.
Yeah, so I do have the BCHL as a Keystone client right now. They're my first client. It took about 6 months of development work for me to be okay with reaching out to them and showing it to them. Um, when I first did that, they didn't have the time to like think about it or deal with it. So at the end of last season, I was able to reach back again, show them the progress that I've made, uh, and then virtually shake hands with them there. So it took about a year to get to that point. And throughout the whole year of having nothing in my head, I'm thinking this can be used by any league, any sport. I can go to this league, I can go to this league. And so I joined an accelerator program at Platform Calgary, and they pushed me to do the cold calls, do the cold emails. I reached out to dozens of leagues, and like some got back to me, most didn't get back to me. Um, it's a tough grind. In your head, you think it's simple, like this is the best. Anyone can use this, but in reality, a lot of leagues are comfortable with what they have now, even though it might not be an elite standard. Um, so it's just a nonstop grind. It's not easy. But then once you do get that first client and you get good feedback from the people using it, it's a lot of motivation to go out and get more leagues, and even other leagues that aren't using it see that it's available and are interested in trying it out.
I think you brought up a very, very good point there, and we talk about this all the time as entrepreneurs, and telling entrepreneurs, right, get your product out there, get the feedback. I mean, at what like, and everyone's like, oh no, it's got to be perfect, it's got to be this, it's got to have all the trinkets and bells and whistles, like, and I'm like, no, 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 bullshit. Get it out there, get the feedback, make sure, like, tell them that it might not be perfect, and there could be some issues, but we'll get through it. I really need that help, and obviously you did that. And what type of feedback did you get after you launched from them?
Yeah, you're spot on about not wanting to go out without it being perfect, because it's basically never going to be perfect. So there are minor associations using Ref Buddy today, and I was very clear to them, like, hey, this is a pilot project. Um, it's not going to be perfect. Let me know what comes up, what you'd like changed, and I'll get on it. I'll change it for you. We can update it for next season. A lot of the feedback was just simple sort of user interface stuff on the app. We've also got a website that the assigners use to actually go through officials' availability and overview their game schedule. They're just little pieces of information that they relayed to me that I can change and make their lives easier.
But they didn't really have any issues with it, did they? Like, they probably didn't say, oh my god, this sucks, I'm going back to emails and spreadsheets.
No, 100% of the clients have said that this is way better than any service that they've ever used. So the feedback that I got was just feedback to make this already great service even better.
And I mean, again, I can't stress this enough. And I'm going to talk about this because whoever's listening out there, has got to hear this. Entrepreneurs have to actually hear this, right? After you got it out there, and you've got somebody who was a champion for you, and I mean, it's somebody who's extremely connected in the hockey industry. So even just getting it out there, getting a pilot project that they were paying for, number one, and then having somebody be able to say, "Hey, I can help you with this." That all helped because you got it out there. So, talk about that, and how that relationship has evolved.
Yeah, so even before that, I didn't necessarily want to go out and get help. Like, I thought I could do this all on my own. But through meeting people like you and the people at Platform, I've been pushed to learn that it's okay to bring on any help that is readily available. And so one of the people that you mentioned is Brad Lazarowicz, who's the vice president of hockey operations of the BCHL, and he's refereed over 2,000 NHL games. So he is
Wow.
well connected in the hockey world. He knows the commissioners for many leagues throughout North America. And he's been on board with Ref Buddy basically since the start. His help and his guidance and the doors that he is opening is what is going to make Ref Buddy successful.
And again, because you got it out there.
Because
I
I
just
got it
can't
out
stress
there.
that enough
Yep.
for people that are listening. You put it
It
out
wouldn't
there. It
go
wasn't
anywhere.
perfect. Like, it's
Yeah,
priceless, right? You've
exactly.
got a champion, and
Yeah.
I know you say that he's going to help you blow it up. So why don't you explain how, or talk a little bit about how he after seeing this and realizing what a big difference this can make, not only in hockey, but we can get into soccer and cricket and so many other sports. Like, talk about how he bought in because of getting it in his hands quickly.
Yeah, so it's good timing as well. The BCHL recently left Hockey Canada. They're the first big league to leave Hockey Canada. They're now an independent organization. Um, Hockey Canada has their own scheduling system that they give all the minor leagues in Canada. Um, so if they didn't leave Hockey Canada, Laz told me that they wouldn't have touched Ref Buddy. They were comfortable with what they had, and that's it. So because they're doing their own thing now, they want to bring on new technology. They want to bring on new ways of thinking. And then moving forward, we want to go to all the leagues in Canada, junior, minor, and show them what Ref Buddy is all about and show them that you don't necessarily need Hockey Canada to be a successful uh, league in the hockey world.
Yeah, well, and even since then, you've actually gone to a few other leagues, and that's not just hockey. I don't have a soccer jersey to put on, but
Yeah, no, we got a soccer association too, and a minor hockey association. Ref Buddy works for all sports. Any sport that has refs need those refs to be assigned. And as a ref, you're always on the go. And these scheduling services that are available right now don't have mobile support. So as a minor hockey official here in Calgary, if there was a change to my game or something, I wouldn't know because I don't have my computer on me. So Ref Buddy being revolved, Ref Buddy's bread and butter is the mobile app. That's what makes it so good, and that's what everyone loves to use is the mobile aspect of it.
and let's talk a little bit about from a user point of view. How it works. So, like, Jade's going to come in, and I'm a ref, and I get sent this new email. We're going to use this. Talk about the process and how you communicate and the entire usage of the app.
Sure. So there's two platforms. We've got a web platform for the league administrators and the assigners to use. On there, they can easily see their officials' availability. They can see the games that they have in this season, and then effortlessly assign the refs to the games based on if they're working, if they're unavailable. And then how the officials input that information is through the mobile app. So the mobile app is more for the non-admin, the referees themselves. From there, they input their work days, block off times that they can't do. And then whenever they receive a game, there's a push notification to their phone right to Ref Buddy. They can accept and decline the games there. We also build every referee their own profile. So in the profile, you can see the games that you've previously worked, and we even track stats, which isn't done outside of the NHL. So yeah, that's kind of the how it works right there.
Well, let's talk about those stats because we all love stats as sports guys. So, what kind
Yeah.
of stats are you looking at? I mean, are they made to I used to, our girls are softball players, so I would see an umpire sitting behind a thing, and there would be a young official, and after every inning, half inning, they would go there and he would talk to her and be very positive, obviously giving feedback. So, is that's what these stats are due to help improve you younger officials or just officials in general?
Yeah, it's to kind of get a baseline, compare your numbers compared to your fellow officials. You can see the number of games that you've worked, and then a bunch of averages, like the average number of penalty minutes that you call on the home team, or or the percentage of time the home team wins. These stats are tough in hockey because they don't always mean something. It's a game of luck. There's a lot of puck bounces and whatnot. So you got to take the stats with a grain of salt. But being able to compare your numbers and have you're building like a resume. You're able to see number of games worked and then all your numbers. And then you can bring that to other leagues or uh, have a reason that you can work playoff games, work better hockey. So that's kind of what the stats are aims towards.
Oh, I love that. I mean, I think that's a great thing, right? To kind of to so people understand what they're doing, how they're calling. I mean, it's probably something you don't really think about, right? As a ref, right?
No, yeah, and because it's not available, like, we wouldn't get anything as refs other than sometimes we'd have a supervisor just say, "You did a good job, you did a bad job," but, like, there's nothing that is tracked with us, so it's nice to have that.
Oh no, absolutely. I totally agree. And I kind of want to evolve a little bit here. I, the tech has been good. You're evolving the tech. You're gonna grow the tech and things along those lines. But I want to talk about. I mean, I had Raheem on a few weeks ago, and then I'm going to have Sally on, and I'm going to have Adam on, and yourself on. And I think and this is all about not raising capital. Not to say that you're not going to raise capital, but that you've been able to actually go out there and start selling and start getting revenue and start being able to put that profit back into developing it. And obviously, hopefully, you'll be a full-time employee one day, which is probably going to be very soon. But I want you to talk about that. I want you to talk about the
Yeah,
focus of your business alone. I mean, Raheem made probably one of the greatest quotes I've ever seen on Telling It Like It Is when he said that the amount of money I lost to raise no capital after I took a month off to try it was instrumental. Like I'll never do it again. That type of thing. So raising capital is good, but I want to hear about your philosophy on that, and you were getting some leagues and getting some more leagues to basically become revenue positive.
yeah, sure. Uh, it's tough to run a business without, any capital or, any revenue. But for me and for Ref Buddy, it's kind of the hand that was dealt to me and I was forced to play. I couldn't get a job as a software developer out of school, so I wanted to build software for a living. So I just worked 50 hours a week on Ref Buddy for the last year and a half, with this passion and dream of it becoming true. It's tough to do. I had to have side jobs and like ref to make money just to pay rent and bills. But just the dream of it becoming a real thing and seeing it turn into reality is kind of what's kept me going. Um, and now we're at a point where we have interested parties that wants to come on board with Ref Buddy and potentially invest. Um, that's just kind of how the whole flow of things have gone. Ref Buddies, we haven't seriously entertained the idea of raising capital just because of the nature of the company itself. But now that we have leagues and Laz is a huge strategic advisor, um, raising money is something that's going to be a next step. And in order for that to happen, I've got to be full time on Ref Buddy, and that's what I want. So that's kind of next step in this bootstrapping phase.
What was your feeling when you finally had that first client? Like, again, I can stress this all day. What was your first feeling when you had somebody say, "Yes, I'll use it"?
Oh, speechless and just like, I knew it. I knew it. I knew someone would like it. I knew it because like, oh my God, so hard getting people to buy into this little idea, piece of software that I have. It's like, oh, it feels so good. And then once I got that first client, I just knew that I can get 1,000. So yeah,
Just by your answer, I can't tell that it was exciting. Right?
I was excited. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and as you should be. God,
Yeah.
it's an amazing feeling, right? When somebody's buying something
Yeah.
you're selling, something you've created,
Yeah.
something you've done, and kudos to you. I mean, like it's you'd be proud of what you've done. It's very, very difficult to do that, and again, I love entrepreneurs that take a lot of the things away. That's good. You're going to hear today, tomorrow, next week, and the week after about getting out there, banging on doors, opening up doors, and selling your product. Like doesn't have to be perfect, and it's something that we stress all the time. And so that is fantastic and good for you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Because I know
It's
you're.
been a
I
fun
mean, I
ride.
don't know. Like if somebody showed me your logo, I probably wouldn't relate it to the business. So.
Yeah. Yeah, what is that? These stripes, the orange and
It's a
black.
referee.
I
Like,
don't
here we
know.
go. Like, what is this? A
Come
ref?
on,
A ref
yeah.
logo? Oh no, that's all good. That is awesome. So anybody, again, I'm talking with Jonah, the founder of Ref Buddy. You can go to refbuddy.ca. The link is in the comment section. So just click on it. You'll find out more about the information. And I always like talking about, what do you like if somebody's listening to this, or anybody's out there, obviously somebody just made a nice little comment here. Thank you, Mr. Corporate J, put her up there, right? And I, what I want to know is like your not your passion, but if you have an ask for somebody that's listening, or is out there, and I love this, right? If you're ever pitching, you should have your ask. If you ever talk to people, you have an ask. Like, well, if you were to talk to anybody out there right now, like, what are the top three things that you would need right now from people? Not, and no money, can't say money. What would that be?
Uh, First thing would just be, can you connect me with anyone in a sport, in the sports world? Do you know an assigner? Do you know someone that's on the board of a sports association? I just want, like, I with selling Ref Buddy and these like one-on-one conversations with people, I don't necessarily try to sell Ref Buddy. I just try to show them Ref Buddy. I want to show people what Ref Buddy is all about, because I think my software kind of does all the talking. So if I can just get a connection, that's the number one thing I want. Uh, I don't know if I can name three things, but
It doesn't matter.
connection, and
One is
then just
good,
go
right?
from there.
There's got to be an ask, and that's a perfect ask, right?
Yeah,
Like, I think if
yeah.
anybody out there knows of somebody that they can introduce them to that runs a
Mhm.
community association that hires ref, or is a part of Hockey Calgary, or the Calgary Roller Hockey League. I don't know, whatever ones have refs out there that can make an introduction. It's a very important to ask. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, for sure.
So I want to talk about maybe some short-term goals and long-term goals here. So what's next for Ref Buddy? So if you're going to say something within the next year, maybe the next 3 years, and maybe five, if you can think that far away.
Sure. Yeah. So with the shakeup in the hockey world and with what's going on in Hockey Canada, there's going to be more leagues leaving Hockey Canada and needing a new scheduling service for the referees. There's been a few people reach out and say that they're going to be using our service next season. And so, kind of the next step for this year is to just dial down the tech and make sure it's strong enough for every new league and user that comes on board. Once we get that, I think we'll be looking. I have a day job right now as a developer where I'm learning a bunch of amazing tech, working with a bunch of amazing people, and um, I think I need to transition away from this learning phase back into building Ref Buddy and getting it to grow. So after a year, I think I'd like to be full time on Ref Buddy again and start to raise some capital.
No, and that's good, and I think it's important, right? I mean, everybody always says, "Oh, I got to quit everything and do everything and be full time into it." No, learn as a side of the desk. I mean, you're actually you're gaining skills, you're learning skills, and somebody's paying you to do it, which you're able to transfer to your business. And the money that you're making right now is being able to be invested into your business, that hopefully within 1 to 3 months, or whatever the time frame is, that you'll be able to jump on and say, hey, I'm in. It's time to run. It's time to now focus a little bit on the tech a little more, and potentially raise some capital, so I can actually run faster and get to United States and wherever else in the world that you want to go to.
Yep, yep. And you actually touched like a whole thing of bootstrapping a company is like you can't just be all in full time the whole time. You need to take steps away where you can learn new things, learn business skills, learn new development skills, work with people. These are all good things that will benefit your business in the long run.
Oh man, great point. I mean, the next question that's coming up, you can't use that now.
Oh, no. Alright, give me a sec.
Oh no, but that's so true, right? Again, some of the best ideas and businesses that I've ever seen have come out of people that have worked at a job and done exactly what you're doing. It's like, okay, I got it, I can build it. I can't afford to, I've got bills, I got to eat, I got to do that. I need capital on my own, and it entrepreneurship is hard enough without trying to say that I don't have enough to pay my rent this month, right? Like, I mean, that's only going to put more stress on you, more worries on you, and then it might just get to that point where you say, "Fuck it, I'm out. Like, I can't do this anymore. I'm
Yeah,
just going to go find myself a nice job and live comfortably for the rest of my life, and my dream is over." Right? And that's the last thing that we want to see, because a company is only as healthy as its founder, and that's something that we need our founders healthy, and we need our founders driven, and when they're ready to make that step and go, that's when they should run.
yep.
No,
Mhm.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of how you're doing it, and thank you for sharing that and pointing it out. And because some founders are scared to say that, and they shouldn't be. There's nothing to be ashamed of when you're saying that I want to live a life. I want to maybe go to Mexico with my friends once in a while, or whatever it is. I want to ski every weekend, right? When you need money for that, you need money, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, like there's nothing bad about that. I mean, this has been a fantastic conversation so far, and I knew it would be, and especially when we're talking sports and all the things that we're doing, and I know you just gave a really good piece of advice. But my last question here for you, Jonah, is if you had one piece of advice for a founder, startup, or entrepreneur, what would that be?
Yeah, it does tie back into really not worrying about the money. Being a founder, of a bootstrap company or a startup company, you're just not gonna have a lot of money. You need to let your passion and your hard work do the speaking for you. It's not easy, but the the benefits and the highs from it are just so unreal. This whole this past couple of years have been the best time of my life. All the highs, all the lows are just worth it.
I love it. I mean, and there are a lot of highs, and there are probably more lows.
Definitely more lows. Yeah.
But again, I mean, that all, from the first time we met to the, where we are now, we've had quite a few meetings, and that's the one thing, and people will hear me say this every single Wednesday morning, that Alberta is a collaborative ecosystem. We got so many great people here that will sit down with you, have a coffee with you, make introductions for you, open doors for you, and that's one of the reasons why I keep doing telling it like it is, to share stories like yourself, to help open doors for other people. And that, I don't think that's ever going to change in Alberta. I think in 10 years, if telling like it is still around and I'm still alive, I'll probably be saying the same thing.
Yep. Yep. Totally. Yeah.
Oh,
The help
absolutely.
and support from people like yourself has been amazing. It's a huge part of what keeps me and other people going. I know it. So keep doing what you're doing with Tell It Like It Is, and keep doing what you're doing with Founders Coffee. And it's Alberta's just going to continue to thrive.
Oh, well, thank you for the kind words. And yeah, it's definitely something that that we're here to do, right? That pay it forward, that give back, that prairie way as we call it. So again, thank you for your time, Jonah, today. And again, for anybody that's out there, next Tuesday, it's going to be every Tuesday at Osler from 10 to 1. If you want to stop by, ask for help. There'll be 4 of us there. Osler will have some reps there. You can talk about IP. You can talk about anything and everything under the sun that's struggling with you. As an entrepreneur, we'll be sitting there, helping. You can book an appointment if you want to do that between 10 and 1. And again, it kind of relates to what's scrolling across the bottom. We have, unfortunately, our last mental health thriving minds course. It is virtual. Reach out. The links are in the comment section. Again, asking for help is not a sign of weakness. So please reach out and ask for that help. And last but not least, hopefully we'll see everybody at the Startup TNT finale tomorrow. And it's a good place, good time to meet somebody new, and we'll go from there. But Jonah, great story. Thank you so much for sharing it. For anybody that wants any more information, go to click on the link refbuddy.ca. And yeah, Jonah, I'm sure we'll be crossing paths tomorrow, and if not, probably soon.
Yep. We'll talk soon, Jade. Thanks
I
for
hope
this.
everybody has a great day, and we will chat. We'll chat next week. Take care. Bye-bye.